All right, let me sit over here and work on my religious leader personality. So, hi, everybody. Welcome to church today. My name is, well, you know who I am. I'm the global religious leader across the entire globe. I own the globe. I've gone down this path before, but we've advanced in discovery and education. I am the educator of ethics and morals. We want to sit with that for just a moment. So we are here educating on leadership of global religion. I am now working on exposing, like if you come to this place over here, like to the page, and then you make a video, you just get seen for who you are. See, everyone out in the real world who has common sense would think that's a negative, but that's because you live within some form of ethics and morals. However, the people of LA, the people of influencer, the Hollywood sectors, and the New York people, and a lot of people globally do not live within ethics and morals. They've literally lost sight of reality. They live in the form of how do I get more cash, as in money. So you all have a demon attached to you, and I can battle all of them. You choose constantly to go down the wrong path versus stopping and saying, well, I don't really think that's going to work because I don't want to be so selfish that I steal all of the whatever it is that you're trying to steal for your personal gain. For some reason, I don't even know where this all came about, but for some reason, you all don't want to work hard for what you have. You just want it to be handed to you. That's very strange. It's very, very, very like lackluster, low life. And then you go on a platform and you tell everyone how hard you worked. So when you watch me do my artistry, you will see me do like this is part of the prep for the preparation to create the artistry. This is not an easy task. Not to mention the years prior to all the things that I've gone through in forms of education, reading hundreds of books, taking lots of classes, exploring different cultures. Whatever it was, I literally always signed up for like the hardest classes. Physically working, not just sitting on my behind a computer desk and saying that I'm a hard worker. That's not hard work to me. That's laziness. The hard work of it is that you actually have to sit there all day. And do nothing. I mean, that to me is hard work, but for you, that's an easy life. But you call it hard work, but you're lazy. And then you produce nothing. Now, when I create my artistry pieces, it's very hard work. It's challenging. It's just not flapping paint on a canvas. See, that's what all these, even the best artists out there who are really, really like, they could take a photo of me and make the art into art. They're spewing out nonsense. They're living off ego and entitlement. They don't create, they just do. And they don't deliver on anything but the dark side of who they are. So when you watch anyone produce a piece of content, they're through a filter delivering to you what they want you to see through this filter. And it doesn't matter if I'm talking to you here or if I'm talking to you here, I'm still the same. It just looks different. However, for them, they get a sense of egotistical, illogical behavior that puts you in disempowerment mode. Puts you in a weaker state. But then instead of you fighting it and saying, well, I don't really like that, I'm not going to buy from them, it is a hypnosis factor for you to purchase from them, for you to follow them. Because just like in high school, you wanted to be a popular kid for some reason, instead of living within the boundaries of law and order and getting educated through the systems of what education offers. Now, you all were focused on perversion versus reality. And that's what a lot of these women utilize their platforms to do, is to create perversion. It's clear as day all over the Instagram accounts. They use a weird personality and a weird brand attached in a ball of, like, I wanted to say like a mesh ball of filth, like dirt and garbage and scum and green slime. And then on top of it, they paint it with a particular color. And that's actually who they are. And it looks pretty to look at. But underneath that paint is toxic, illogical. And then they all get together in a group. And then they all use trending as a form of, look at how cool I am. And we as audience are telling them we don't like that. However, their numbers grew. That's how they built their army of sickness. So they disrespected their partners, their husbands, their wives, their children. Then they acted like in a fake reality TV show that they learned by watching the Kardashians, that was how life was supposed to live. But that's not how life is. So they like to see things how they want to see them. Like, I'm doing great because I've got 1 million followers, but 1 million of those are bots. And what you've done to your people that accidentally see your videos is that you've scarred them. You've made them have mental issues. Now they're going to the hospital and you're sitting high on life hurting people. That's literally how it works. There's no person logically that should listen to what I just said and feel proud about that. However, for some reason, you're deciding to choose the devil over taking responsibility over what you've done to people, because the fear of repercussions of exposure are more, your feeling on that is more important than millions of people's lives. That's why influencers and the model that they've created of influence does not work. And it skirts all the way up to the elitist model who looks like a skeleton with that weird filter, the weird face, the boring personality, the erotica, the illogic of showing you their outfit. It like makes no sense. But in that swirl of the fit check, somewhere in there, you got lost in the fit check for some reason, and that is the exposure that we need to focus on. Where did people get lost in looking at these women who are nasty? Their personalities are nasty. They're not fun to talk to. They're not intelligent. They don't bring life into anything. They suck the life out of everything. They suck the oxygen out of everything. How did we get to this point where that becomes the new form of entertainment so that they can thrive and succeed in their version of thriving and succeeding, versus the farmland to feel the light of the sun, the farmland where we eat food? How does a person of America sell thousands of acreage or our food supply to China? What in the mindset of an American citizen, where do you go in your head when you think that that's okay to do? That's the concern. No way in hell I would ever sell a supply of food to a foreign country or my land, nor would I steal from my farmers next door so that they don't have water to feed my American people. So I sell it to the Saudis so they can bring their cows over, to grow alfalfa, to steal our water, to send that alfalfa over to Saudi Arabia to feed their cattle, where they don't even eat the cattle. But for some reason, there's Muslims in this country now who are eating cows. That does not make sense, bloody steak. So all of this culture incontinence is what it should be called. Cultural incontinence. Cultural demise of your brain. I mean, it really is the deterioration of women, the deterioration of society, the deterioration of education, common sense, even more. It's even more than common sense. Like the moral compass, it does exist. And there's a lot of people out there with the moral compass. However, how is this industry nonsense bullcrap? How is that hiding the moral compass for those of us with a moral compass? Like, what is that thing? What is it? Tell me. Let's sit in silence